I'm Dr. Aruna Tambuwala. I'm a maxillofacial surgeon. That is, basically I'm a dentist, and I deal with surgeries of the head, face and neck. So a dentist and a surgeon. And what I'm here to talk to you about today is how we as dentists, as doctors, have had to make major changes in our practice, in our lifestyle, to be able to avoid the coronavirus. Now, as you know, coronavirus spreads from the saliva. The modes of entry into another person is through the mouth, the nose and the eyes. And when you talk of mouth, you think of ENT surgeons, you think of anesthesiologists, and you think of dentists. These are the three most high-risk professions which are around today, and we as dentists have had to make major changes so that we don't get COVID, and changes so that we don't transmit COVID from our clinics, from our setups to the general public. So what are the changes that we had to make? The first major change that we had to do was, since we had to disinfect every surface of the clinic before and after each patient comes in, I had to strip my clinic walls bare of all the paintings and all the posters, all the medals and all the trophies that I had. So what looked like a beautiful, nice, comfortable place now looks like an empty, desolate, grey place. But that's what we had to do to keep it clean. We have to maintain a lot of sterilization protocols. I've had to invest a lot of money into buying equipment which will keep the air sterile. For instance, there are air ionizers, there are air purifiers, there are HEPA filters that we fix onto our air conditioning systems. There are large exhaust fans which have to be fitted so that the air circulates inside, and the air changes per hour is the criteria by which you know whether the air of a place is sterile or not. So over and above all the financial implications of the entire thing, there are also other implications. The downside of the whole thing is that we have started using a lot of disposables. So we have disposable caps, we have disposable masks, we have disposable gloves, we have disposable shoe covers, and apart from the dentist and the attendants and the assistants, every patient has to get into all of this. So look at the amount of plastic waste that we are generating. So the biomedical waste, or the BMW that it is known as, the quantity has probably gone up 4 times from each clinic. Over and above that, we end up feeling very, very uncomfortable in the PPE, that is the personal protection equipment that we all wear before treating a patient. So if I'm going to treat a patient, over and above the scrub that I wear, there's going to be a full sleeved gown, there's going to be a plastic disposable apron, there will be goggles over my specs, there will be a head cap, and there will be a face shield, and there may be 2 or 3 pairs of gloves to go with it. So all this really makes it cumbersome to work, but because we know that we are protecting ourselves and we are protecting the patients, it doesn't feel so bad after all. There are other expensive equipment that we had to invest in, like high vacuum suctions, and these suck up the saliva and the aerosol around the patient's mouth so that it doesn't spread in the air. So when we've done all this, we also expect something from the patients. We check to see that the patient is coming from a non-containment zone, and the patient comes straight from his home to the clinic. They come with fresh clothes, they are given all these caps and masks and shoe covers to wear. Without touching anything, they come in, they sign a COVID consent form. This is another thing which has been introduced in the specialty. A COVID consent form is a self-declaration form that the patient gives, which says that I am not suffering from COVID, I have come straight to the clinic, and I do not live in a COVID containment area. Apart from safety, this is also important for medico-legal purposes. So in short, people are doing the best that they can to maintain their physical distancing and wear masks and wash well, but so are the doctors. The doctors are doing a lot. to keep the disease at bay. And we hope that this line of warriors, this front line of warriors, is appreciated for what they are doing. Thank you so much.